The fact that you're successful doesn't mean that you have more drive than the other person.
Okay.
You have to be abnormally abnormal to see good things and not desire it. If there's any word like that.
Okay.
You can have the drive and still lack the opportunity. That it's easier to be successful than to remain successful. The truth is that people say, opportunity is in the hands of God. I agree partially, but I don't completely agree. Because the truth is that opportunity will always go towards people who are doing something. Instead of staying idle and waiting for opportunity, engage yourself in whatever you're doing. Our Bible says that the blessings of the Lord that it maketh rich as no sorrow. Meaning there's another blessing. The only difference is that one also makes rich, but there's sorrow.
Okay, yeah. Hi, my team just pointed to me that more than 50% of you who watch our videos are not yet subscribers. Please, we'd love to encourage you to subscribe. It is how YouTube recommends more of this video to a bigger audience and more people like you. So do us this favor by subscribing today. Thank you for that. I hope you've done that. Today again, we have on the Ulab show Mr. Emeka Umeana. Mr. Emeka Umeana is the MD CEO of the fastest growing real estate company in the South, Sahara Spring Limited. He's also the MD CEO of a rising oil and gas supply system in Asaba and the Southeast, Dave Park Limited. So today, join me to welcome Mr. Emeka to the Ulab show again.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming,
again.
Sir. Again, yes, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. And so I'd like to start today kind of differently for a lot of our viewers who might not know you. Okay, so first of all, I want to understand what you know, understand, and have experienced as a person that has shaped the kind of life you have, both your personality, character, and the resources you have in the businesses you are building that a lot of people don't know and have or have an idea of.
Wow. Well, I don't think I'll be able to point to one specific thing.
Okay.
I think it's all encompassing, growing up, there are lots of things we went through.
Yeah.
There are lots of things we learned.
Yeah.
That we didn't know that we were going to make use of them. We just felt that it was life playing out.
Okay.
But we never knew that it was part of the training or the making of the person that we eventually become.
Okay.
Like I said the last time I came on this podcast, I said I'm from a very humble background.
Yeah.
So there were certain things we went through as kids that now I look back and I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I'm this tough. Oh, maybe now that is why I think I'm able to take some risks that people are not willing to take.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you're really down, you're down. If there's no other way out, it's for you to just go up. So going up is no longer optional. It's either you remain down or you just go up.
Yeah.
So if there's no other choice, you have to just go up. So for me, I wouldn't be able to say this is the specific thing. It was all encompassing. I can now tell you, for example, that when I also met Christ, I started going to church. There were things I also learned.
Yeah.
There are things that transformed me now to make me to think and have certain perspectives about life.
Yeah.
I can also tell you that when I went to university, there were courses I learned, things I learned in school, even from just relating with people.
Yeah.
Right? So they probably help the way I interact with people now. I remember vividly, I can tell you that when I even joined the bank, there are things I learned in the bank. That even though I was not a market-facing person, but just by interacting with market-facing people, I could understand, wow, okay, you can do business like this, you can do. So to come here and say, no, this is the specific thing, I think it's all encompassing, right from childhood, the growing up, the things we learned. But I can tell you categorically that major things that I can tell you is, number one, is the fact that I just knew, for me, there was no choice. I needed to be successful. So the drive or the desire of wanting to be successful made me to leave certain comfort zones that naturally I would want to dwell in.
Yeah.
So I had to go through certain things. I'll give you an example. After my university, I was born and raised in Jos, Plateau State.
Yeah.
And my mom, of course, was just She was doing menial trades.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my dad died the year I entered university. So when I graduated, I finished my service. I did my my professional exam. I studied accounting. So
Yeah.
I did. I qualified as a chartered accountant. I was in Jos. I just woke up one day and I told my mom that I was living in Jos. And to her, I was like, where am I going to? I'm going to Lagos. Who are you going to stay with? I'm going to stay with some of my cousins that are there. They too, it's not as if everything was all right with them. They were just managing. But I told her I'm going. She was like, I don't want you to go there and be a burden to her. I said, I will not stay here in Jos because there are no opportunities here in Jos. So the fact that I needed to succeed made me leave Jos.
Yeah.
That drive made me left Jos. Okay. Getting to Lagos. Just everything was all rosy there. I started going from here to here, drop your CV, apply jobs and all. There was a time it was really tough. It was really tough but I didn't have any other option. Going back to Jos was not going to solve my problem. It's not going to solve my problem.
Sure.
So I had to stay until the opportunity presented itself. And eventually I got the job. I got my first job. I worked at the microfinance bank as a salesperson, after which I moved to Diamond Bank, where I work as a credit officer.
Yeah.
But when I eventually got a job with Diamond Bank, I got like 4 offers or so. I got with First Bank, I got with Zenith Bank. I got like about 4 offers. I had to just choose Diamond Bank. But what am I bringing out of it? The drive to succeed.
Correct.
I can tell you that's one of the defining moments in my life. And another defining moment, I can actually tell you that propelled me to not just be where I am now, because in my own opinion, at a level, I think I'm okay. I would say I'm successful at a level, right? I would say that it's easier to be successful than to remain successful. It is much more easier to become successful. The job is the difficulty actually is to remain successful. So I can tell you that being able to stay at this level and even translate even higher, I can say it's attributable mainly to the fact that I met the Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So there were certain things I knew about success before success came. So some of them is, just live a moderate life, lead a meek life, don't lead a wasteful life. Manage your resources, plan your resources, invest your resources, and you can't be everywhere. The Christian life has a way of also moderating your living. So it puts you in a place where, there's a scripture that says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
True.
Right? So when you fear God, there's a way you live your life. And just by fearing God, it helps you manage, multiply, and even make more. Because the truth is that the wealth of God is connected to his wisdom.
True.
So I can categorically tell you that the lifestyle I adopted, finding Jesus, helped me to get to where I am today. I don't know if I addressed the questions.
Yeah, you did. And something is very interesting to me because I've also thought about drive. Drive is like an inside motivation to achieve. And I want to understand, is it that some people have it and others don't have it? Or how do you think were you able to catch it and have sustained it? The drive, inside drive, because I've also met a lot of wealthy, successful people, in quotes, in material things, who will tell you, I've always known I'll make money. It seems it's something they know somehow. So, but when I look at a lot of people around me, some people seem to have it, some people don't have it. Do we came with it or we picked it up along the way?
Wow. That's a very good question. I think I'll personalize first, then I'll not speak generically. For me, I love that statement you made. For me, I think I always knew that I was going to be materially successful. I knew, even when there was nothing. I didn't know how. I didn't know how. I just felt that the way it was going to be. I like book. I got ICANN, did masters, did CISA. I just felt that I was going to get a great job. I was going to land a great job, and for me that was like what I thought.
So,
But in terms of having any form of doubt whether I was going to be, I didn't think I never entertained it for once. It was like an inside knowing that I was going to have certain things. I just knew.
Okay.
So even when I was making certain decisions, for example, like who to marry, I wasn't really looking at all those things. I had options of maybe this person is from a well-to-do home,
Yeah.
this person is from
Yeah.
let me look for somebody that's from a rich family.
Correct.
Maybe no. For me, I just felt I was looking for somebody that could help me manage my resources because I always knew. It was a knowing. I didn't know how, but I knew I was going to be successful. Now, when talking about drive, the truth is that everybody has a drive.
Okay.
Everybody has a drive. And I also want you to know that the fact that you're successful doesn't mean that you have more drive than the other person. There are people that have more drive than you, but they're not successful.
It's true.
They are not. So, drive is not only the determining factor, but it's an important factor.
Okay.
The drive is, for some of us, like I said, by reason of where we were coming from. We naturally had that drive inbuilt. Because, I mean, when you are from a poor place, you see people doing well, you naturally desire to be like them.
Okay.
You have to be abnormally abnormal to see good things and not desire it. If there's any word like that.
Okay.
So everybody has that drive.
Yeah.
The question is now not having, but knowing how to apply the drive.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
Okay.
And then the second thing then is you can have the drive and still lack the opportunity. So
Okay.
you know how to apply the drive. That's the place of knowledge.
Yeah.
And then the second one is having the opportunity. To be honest with you, I think the first one is available to everybody.
Okay.
And that's where the quest for knowledge comes in.
Yeah.
You can have a drive to be successful. If you lack the right knowledge, you will drive from here to Singapore
True.
and nothing will happen.
True.
And that's because you lack the right knowledge. And that's why it's important. Somebody say, for example, I want to be a billionaire. Okay, yeah, it's good. You want to be a billionaire. And start small. Yeah, it's okay. I want to start small. Okay, let me start small. How do I start? I want to start selling corn. Good. Do you know the number of corn you sell to make
become a
1 million? You will sell the whole Delta State.
Yes.
You will sell.
Yes, true.
Do you get what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say? That person has a drive and is working hard.
Yeah.
But it's just that he's applying that drive and hard work in the wrong sector.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
So you see people say, oh, they have the drive, they work hard, but they don't have the right knowledge to know where and how and when,
Okay.
to apply those drive, because these are the real factors that can determine a quick change in your journey to financial freedom or what sort. The second part I talked about is the issue of opportunity.
Yeah.
The truth is that people say, opportunity is in the hands of God. I agree partially, but I don't completely agree. Because the truth is that opportunity will always go towards people who are doing something. If you're not doing anything, you just sit down at home, chilling and relaxing, say, I'm waiting for opportunity. Chances are that it will never come.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
But somebody who goes out there and is doing something is likely to beat opportunity. I'll give you an example. With myself. I don't know if it's the right example, but I'll just use it.
Okay.
When I was transferred from Lagos to Enugu in the bank. From Enugu, I was transferred to Benin.
Okay.
Why was I transferred? Because I was able to do certain things, and the bank needed certain people to man those places, especially Enugu, for example. There were lots of fraud, and our head of my unit then in the bank wanted somebody who could go and man that place and be on ground.
Okay.
She sent me. I went to Benin. From Benin, I was transferred here to Delta State. Now, I was in Delta State when I made up my mind that I was going to go to church, but I was not going to join any department. I was not going to do anything in church.
Okay.
So one of these, I just walked into church and I saw this guy. Then I was married too. I said, I like this guy. Who is this guy? I would like to be his friend. And guess what? As I was coming out from church, the guy just sir, that we are starting a new department in church. What's the name of the department? Greeters. People that greet people when they enter in church.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we spoke. And the guy said, I want you to join Greeters. I was like, I was just telling my wife that I liked you. And because of you now, I will join. Because I had made up my mind I was not going to join any department in church. I don't want to do anything in church.
Okay.
So I said, but because of you, I will join.
Yeah.
So guess what? Next Sunday, I joined the department. One thing led to another. We called for prayers. And when we got to the place of prayer, I took over the prayer. And from there, the guy noticed that I could pray. He made me his assistant.
Okay.
From assistant, I started doing things. I just noticed that this guy is a lawyer. And every time he has money. I'm like, guy, this lawyer, me, I'm a banker, in quotes, they see us bankers as those who should have money.
Yeah.
But this guy is a lawyer. What are you doing? I say, I'm into real estate. They say, how does it work? And he explained. He started mentoring me and brought me into real estate. And here I am today. Okay, shout out to Barrister Chinoso Dumbele. That's the guy that brought me into real estate. And what am I trying to bring out? If I didn't join that department in church, I would never have been close to him.
True.
And never would have had the opportunity to know anything about real estate. So yeah, opportunity naturally navigates towards people that are willing to do something. Instead of staying idle and waiting for opportunity, engage yourself in whatever you're doing. Just by going out every day to do something is an opportunity to meet people, and that opportunity can present the opportunity that will finally lead you to where your desired destination is in the pursuit of success.
Very true. And that also brings me to leadership, because I like the idea of freedom. Everybody likes the idea of freedom. You talked about as a young man in Jaws, you knew that I don't think Jaws can give me what I want. You kind of you literally moved yourself to Lagos in pursuit of something better. And somehow it's called, in my own opinion, self-directing. Whether it is you directing yourself, something was leading you, pursuing you, kind of, moving you towards those directions. So what is the demand of the human spirit, the person on itself? What does he need to know and do in order to move himself from what he wants to where he wants to go? And in the world of apprenticeship, or let's say in biblical terms, Jesus picked his disciples because he had an assignment for them. And across the East here, where we have our brothers do apprenticeship, what they do is they bring people, young boys, and they take them through a process of becoming like your guy. Okay, so, but most of us, when we leave university, there is no such thing of like, university literally impacts skills. They don't impact leadership skills that will help you become. So what are those kind of stuff or leadership skills that people need to have today so that they can self-direct themselves with obstacle, with failure, whatever is around them, to move from where they want to be, which is a long-term goal, I'm thinking, to somewhere
to where they ought to
that
be.
their life, where they want to be.
Okay, you talked about a lot of things. You talked about discipleship, apprenticeship,
Yeah.
and then leadership.
Yeah.
So I'll take them one after the other.
Okay.
But let me start with the first one, which is you talk about freedom first.
Yeah.
Financial freedom.
Yeah.
Now, the truth is, finances, whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not, has both the physical side and the spiritual side.
Okay.
That's the truth. People don't like to spiritualize it, but those who are there know that it's either you are on the positive side of the spirit to get money, or on the negative side of the spirit to get money. Negative side also makes you rich.
Okay.
Our Bible says that the blessings of the Lord, that it maketh rich,
No sorrow.
has no sorrow.
Yeah.
Meaning there's another blessing. The only difference is that one also makes rich, but there's sorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So even the Bible recognizes that there's a negative spirit that can empower people to be wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear all kinds of things. What would I do? Yahoo Plus, they have money too now.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I want to bring out, I'm first talking about financial freedom. So
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the spiritual side and the physical side. But let me start with the physical side.
Okay.
Please remind me to talk about the spiritual side.
Okay.
The physical side, you want to be financially free. The first thing is financial intelligence.
Okay.
Financial intelligence basically refers to how you make, manage, and multiply money.
Okay.
How to make,
Mm-hmm.
how to manage, and how to
Multiply.
multiply money. And in financial intelligence, one of the things I see lacking is a lot of people want to make money, but they don't know how. Some have money at a certain level. They want to make at certain level. They don't know how.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I tell people when you want to make money is just first of all, just desire that you want to make money. The next thing is to create a value, either in form of goods or services. Because
Okay.
there's no other way to make money apart from goods and services. I don't know.
First is desire,
Desire.
then have some.
That
goods.
desire will drive you to create a value.
Okay.
That value can either be in form of goods or services.
Okay.
It helps you to make money.
Okay.
Okay? But basically, financial intelligence. And then you want to transit from one level of wealth to another, just like the example I gave earlier on. You want to be a millionaire, you can't play in corn selling industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking of the general corn, industries you sell.
Yeah.
I'm talking of those people who roast corn and how
True.
many corn will you sell to become a millionaire? Get what I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
right?
very well.
But there's nothing wrong with starting there. What
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is that for certain levels of wealth, there are certain sectors you must play in. I'll give you an example. There's no rich man anywhere in the world that is not playing either actively or passively in real estate. Not one.
Actively or passively.
There is nobody. Any rich person you see in the world is either playing in real estate actively or is passively playing there. Why? Because that's a sector that can move you from 10 to 50 or even 100 within a short period of time. So you will know in, for example, Nigeria, for example, you come into an environment, you see 10 billionaires. Just go and ask them what they're doing. You will discover that 4 or 5 of them might be playing the same sector in that environment. Just enter that environment, sector they're playing in. After a while, you will join them. So a lot of people come, I want to be rich, I want to be this, but they can't really see the money. They just believe they will have it, but they can't see the money.
Yeah.
So because it's in seeing where the money is in the environment, that's what gives you money. And that brings me to what I'm about to say, that it is not passion that makes you wealthy. You make money first before you pursue passion. I'll give you an example. No matter how passionate you are about certain things, people will not pay attention to you until they know you're successful.
True.
If you write a book now and publicize it, nobody will buy.
Sure.
But the moment they hear that $10 has released a book, everybody will go and buy it because they know $10 is successful.
Yeah.
So people are not necessarily buying what you are writing; they are buying you, your personality, or
100%.
who you are. You get what I'm trying to say? So, before I digress, I'm trying to say you must understand the sector. So that's where financial positioning is. The first I say is financial intelligence.
Yeah.
Second is financial positioning, knowing where the money is and positioning yourself strategically for the right opportunity to be partakers of the source of the resources that flows in that sector or in that sphere of play. You get what I'm trying to say? So the next thing, of course, after financial intelligence is financial planning.
Okay.
You must plan. People just want to go to church and they say amen and they just close their eyes and they just wake up and tomorrow they are wealthy. How? God does miracle. God does not do magic.
Yeah.
The difference between
Say God does not do magic.
God does not do magic. God does miracles.
Yeah.
And the beauty about miracles is that if you watch every miracle in the Bible, apart from the act of transformation, you will see the underlying principles that God is trying to do. Because he wants to heal somebody that was blind. He said, pick up the sand.
Yeah.
Took the sand, spit on it, and the guy's eye was open. Why is this trying to say? Man is a dust, so I can pick from the earth and recreate something.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus needed money to pay tax one time. He called Peter. You don't have money, nobody has money. Say, I go and catch fish. When you catch the fish, open the mouth of the fish. You will see money, bring it. And they caught the fish and brought money. Why were they able to see money from the mouth of fish? Because Jesus, with the Father, in the beginning created the fish. So Jesus, if you go now and ask fish for money, fish will not give you money.
True.
The reason why fish gave him money was because he and the Father created that fish in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the same vein, you don't go and demand money from a business you have not created. So you see, we look at just the miracle side, but we don't see the underlying principle. The underlying principle is the fact that Jesus actually created the fish.
Yeah.
So he has the right to demand for money from the fish.
New meaning.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the underlying principle is what we most times miss, and we think that prayer is a substitute for principles. No. Wisdom is always profitable to direct. So financial planning is key. And when you want to plan your finances, it's expedient you understand the seasons of your life. Like I will always say, if you are from 0 to 18, that's the season for learning.
Yeah.
That's the season you should learn everything there is to learn. Even go to school. graduate from school, right? If you want to go and learn business at that age. Okay, from 25 to about, let's say, 50, I can only say that's the stage of your life where you should end. But of course, 50 is even old.
Yeah.
I'm just giving a general category.
Yeah.
But from your 20s, you should start working. And as you're working, it's called your earning stage.
Yeah.
You're earning money, income, either passively or actively. You're making money. That's where you're also saving, keeping some for investments. You're using some to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Then the next stage of life, of course, is your investing stage.
Okay.
You get, depending on what you've saved, you should be able to invest. Invest and invest and invest. Diversify, diversify, and diversify. You have to invest. For some of us, we don't necessarily follow this age bracket.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Some of us don't necessarily follow this age bracket, but these are like the 3 phases. And then the last phase is you retire and wait until the day God calls you. You just keep eating from the places you invested.
Yeah.
Whatever a man sows,
He reaps.
that's what he reaps. Right? So you must plan. You must plan. Just remember the first size of this planning is that there's a season of your life where you must learn. There's a season of your life where you must earn.
Yeah.
There's a season of your life where you must now invest. And in that season of investment, either you invest in businesses, you can also invest in people. In people, by mentorship, by all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You invest in people. In fact, lately I've seen the power of investing in people.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. I just did my birthday, the 9th of July.
Okay.
And I said I was going to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
To visit sick people.
Okay.
So I told myself, I said, well, I wasn't going to do any party. I was just going to give a certain sum. Okay, let me call that myself 10 million naira.
Okay.
So a day before my birthday, I just posted it on WhatsApp. I said, my birthday, nobody should buy any gift for me. Don't buy anything for me. Just send me the money. I want to visit the sick people in the hospital with 10, and I need 10 million naira. Emeka, in 24 hours, I had got close to 11 point something million naira in my account.
In 24 hours.
And this 11 point something million naira came majority from people that are like I'm mentoring, people that I've helped start 1 or 2 businesses, and I'm just helping them to mentor them, watch over them, guide them, give them direction. That's where all this money came from. I learned, if there was anything I learned, is the power of what? Of people, of raising people. So you can also invest in people through mentorship. And I can tell you, I'm not saying you should depend on it. But I can tell you that as you enter your retirement stage, I learned something. People can sustain you, depending on the level of investment in them. But I'm not saying you should depend on them. Your dependence should be in God. But you see, the truth is, because you have sown in their lives, they will definitely come back. They will definitely come back. So it's expedient we know those seasons of our lives. Time to learn, time to earn, time to invest, and then time to rest. That's financial planning. The last one is financial discipline. You want to come into financial freedom? You must be disciplined. You must work, have a budget. You're saving, delay gratification. You know, we live in times and seasons and in eras where young people that are just being blessed, the first thing they want to do is to show the world that they are successful. Me, if I have my way, including this podcast, I will not be doing it. Nobody should know. But it's unfortunate for me that I didn't know on time. So people just knew. Oh, see, when God starts blessing you, keep quiet too. Now we have people who just have a couple of millions. They'll come on social media and be doing podcasts and be doing videos and be telling you we are billionaires. This. The responsibility that comes with it and the burden that comes with it. Most times you're not able to invest and really diversify because you are quick to let people think or know that you have arrived. People are successful and they just want to buy a car. They want to go and show people that we have arrived, we're successful. But the truth is that these things come with a lot of burdens. It's either you're able to meet up with the burdens or you end up making enemies. You see, if you meet up with the burdens, you're likely not to invest to a certain level or diversify to a certain level. If you don't meet up with the burdens, you start having enemies because you've told them you have money and they're seeing you as someone that doesn't want to help them. And those enemies too can hamper your relationships in the future.
Very true.
That can stop you from accessing certain opportunities.
Very true.
You see what I'm saying? So financial discipline is all encompassing. It's beyond have a budget, delay gratification, be conservative, stay under the radar. The truth is, if you have to tell people you're successful, then you're not successful enough. When you're truly successful, success speaks for itself. You see? Yeah. So when you see people coming out and everybody wants to, is this lack of financial discipline. So, and most of them check because they rose up too early, they don't get to the peak of where they ought to be. So my advice is financial discipline. Don't spend far less than what you earn. I'll give you an example. When I started making money in real estate, there was a time in my life I was making real money.
Yeah.
And I just said to myself, what do I do? I was lucky. I met my uncle, introduced me to one guy who was into oil and gas. Okay. And the guy just guided me and I started investing in oil and gas. I started buying locations. There was a time I was building like 3 gas plants at the same time. Right now, I'm building 2 at once. You see what I'm saying? But I was lucky not to be on this side of wanting to start flaunting. I could go away and be buying cars and be throwing party every day now.
Sure.
And just be bugaing everywhere, be showing everybody that I've arrived.
Very true.
But I was diversifying. Guess what? Whether we like it or not, now in Nigeria, there's a crunch on the real estate markets. Whether it's here or abroad or everywhere, the purchasing power is poor. People can't buy properties again in Nigeria.
There's a crunch.
There's a crunch in the real estate market. Now is the buyer's market. People are selling their properties for far less price. So guess what? Because I diversify. Now my properties in the market, I'll give you my price. If you want to buy. If you don't want to buy, no problem. I'm not under distress because I diversify. If I was just chopping the money and bashing the money, now I'll be selling my properties in distress.
Very true.
So I diversified, not just into the oil and gas, into other businesses as well. So diversification can only happen if you have financial discipline. Because you get to the point where money is very, very tempting. I always say that you don't know the true test of a man's character until he has money. Money reveals the character of a man. Yeah. He's a faithful man. Wait until he has money. You will not know whether he has tendencies to humanize or not. You see what I'm saying? He's a humble man. Wait until he has money. You will not know whether he's humble or he's proud.
Yeah.
So discipline is not just in terms of budgeting. It's also in terms of lifestyle, in terms of being conservative, in terms of delaying some gratification, in terms of not wanting to show off unnecessarily. Okay, I always tell my mentees that when people are thinking you are a millionaire, make sure by that time you're already a millionaire in hundreds of millions. By the time they're thinking you're a millionaire in hundreds of millions, make sure you're a billionaire at that time. Don't allow people to know your real worth. Let them always underestimate you. It's good for you. You get so. And it takes discipline to do that because money is powerful. When you have money, everything inside of you wants to prove a point. You want to show that you have arrived. You want people to, there's this egoistic thing that goes with it, especially for some of us that are in the east. From this eastern part of Nigeria. That's what we pride in. You get what I'm trying to say? So it takes a whole lot of meekness and submission to God to have abundance and still act like though you have nothing. And truly, the Christian faith teaches us that wealth is not even ours, that we are just custodians.
Sure.
In the kingdom of God, owners are rebels.
Yeah.
We are stewards.
Yeah.
And if you have a walk with God, it helps. God, the Holy Spirit is the wisest creation. The Bible says Jesus is both the wisdom and the power of God. That wisdom, which is the dimension of the Holy Spirit we carry, is very critical, like I said earlier on, to remaining successful. Anybody can emerge to be successful. Yeah. But not everybody can sustain it. And some that can sustain it can't sustain it for a long time. It's because of this lack of wisdom and working with God. I think I've addressed the question.
Yeah, but now let me take you back to, you talked about the spiritual side of money. Before we can now go to, I talked about apprenticeship, I talked about leadership. So maybe you can also touch.
So the spiritual side of money. The truth is that God gives wealth.
Yeah.
But in my own opinion,
yeah,
I think that I stand to be corrected, but I think that as a church, we have not really taught people how to access the wealth of God.
Okay.
I think that most times when we talk about money, success, wealth, at the end of the day, we talk about it in the context of just favor. We talk about it in the context of give. When you give, and now God will now give you.
True.
Which is true.
Mm.
If you are a giver, God blesses you, but God doesn't bless you because you give.
Okay.
That's not the reason why God blesses. I've come to understand that the major reason why God gives is because He knows that you love Him and that you fear Him.
Okay.
And I can give you a few scriptures from the Bible. Let's use the case study of Solomon, for example, the wealthiest man that ever lived.
Yeah.
Do you notice that Solomon, people misunderstand that scripture? They say Solomon gave 1,000 offering and God now came and blessed him with wealth. No. Solomon gave 1,000 bulls to God.
Yeah.
Do you know what God did? The Bible said that bulls, that sacrifice attracted the presence of God. God paid him a visit. Now notice, when God came, God now asked him, what do you want?
Yeah.
Solomon now said, Lord, give me an understanding heart so that I can lead these people that you have made me king over. Notice, Solomon asked God for a heart to do God's purpose. God made him a king over people. And now Solomon is asking for a understanding heart to lead the people that God made him king over.
Yeah.
You see? So God was pleased with his request because his request was to please God.
True.
God now said, because you didn't ask for your enemies, you didn't even ask for wealth, you didn't ask for whatever.
Yeah.
He said, I will not just give you that understanding heart, I will also add wealth. I will also add. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the kingdom of God, wealth is always an addition to something. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, his righteousness. He said, all that things shall be added. So Solomon's wealth was not because he gave bulls. Solomon's wealth was because he pleased God. And if you read the Bible, 1 Kings 3:3 said, Solomon offered sacrifices to the God. The Bible says he gave it in the only problem was that he gave those sacrifices in the place where they also give sacrifice to other gods.
Okay.
But in chapter 1 Kings chapter 3, I think somewhere in verse 3, it says, and Solomon loved the Lord.
Okay.
So Solomon loved God.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
And he walked in the ways of his father David. He said, except that he burnt incense in the place where the Hittites and the rest also gone.
Yeah.
And the Bible also recorded that in those days there was no place that was already built as a house of God. That's why Solomon did that. But you see, spiritual wealth, what I'm trying to bring out is God did not make Solomon wealthy because Solomon gave sacrifice. What they teach is you give and God now made him billionaire.
Yeah.
That's not true. Solomon gave and it attracted the presence of God and his interactions with God, and God saw that he really loved him, he feared him, and God made him wealthy. I can give you another example in the Bible. Another example in the Bible is Abraham, another wealthy man. I'm using Old Testament.
Yeah.
Because that's where we always draw this thing from.
Yeah.
Say, we give.
Yeah.
Abraham, spiritually, Abraham was made wealthy by God, not because he gave Isaac. The most important thing in that scripture was the fact that Abraham feared God. In fact, if you read Genesis Genesis 15:21 or 21:15, I can't remember. It's either of them.
Okay.
Either 15:21, 21:15. The Bible said God came to Abraham after God told Abraham, say, go and give your son Isaac. Do you know that where God told Abraham to go and sacrifice Isaac, that it took a 3 days journey? So Abraham was trekking. God was waiting to see whether the guy would change his mind. Day 1 passed, day 2 passed. He even got there. God did not still provide. God waited until he bounded Isaac, put him on,
Yes.
and rose. And God now said, stop. Say, I will provide. Now notice the next verse. Before God blessed him, God now told Abraham, say, Abraham, he said, now I know that you love me. Meaning all this while he was working with God, God was not sure. It was after he obeyed God in offering Isaac, God now said, it's now that I know. So God blessed him. He said, in thy seed shall the earth be blessed. God started blessing him. Why? Because God knows that Abraham loves him. So it's not necessarily the giving that makes God prosper men. God is looking for people that love him. Once your heart is right towards him, he'll prosper you. I can give you so many examples in the Bible. There's all the scriptures we normally say, and give. The truth is, you can give without loving God, but you can't love God and don't give. It's not possible. But you can give without loving. I can give. There are people who know how to give. It doesn't mean they love you. But when you truly love God, it becomes impossible not to give. And that love is what drives God to desire to even add. Because see, wealth and all those are all additions. God just add them. That's not the main thing. The main thing is He loves you. You have a heart for Him. You want to please Him with all you do.
Yeah.
And for me, if you ask me, that's the secret to kingdom wealth. A heart that loves God. Jesus said, my Father never leaves me. He said He is with me always. He said, because I do those things that pleases Him. John chapter 8 verse 29. He said, if you abide in me, He said, and my words abide in you. He said, you shall ask of anything and it shall be done. Anything is anything. But the requirement, He didn't say give. He said, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, He said, you shall ask of anything. He said, shall be given to you. So the spiritual side of wealth is having a heart that loves the Father, a heart that desires to please God. Once you raise anybody that has that kind of heart, the only thing that can stop that person from prospering is knowledge. Once you raise somebody, a disciple that loves Jesus, that starts with his heart, loves God, add knowledge, that guy will prosper. Nothing can stop him. And that's the secret to securing the spiritual side of wealth. People don't know. I'm not saying start loving God because you need money.
Yeah.
No, but just seek God, pursue Him. He knows, He sees your heart. And I can tell you, I've made money from working hard. I've also made money just working with God. I can tell you the difference. When God blesses you, He blesses you abundantly. God doesn't do things small. If you want to understand the mind of God, look at the ocean. Look at the creation inside the water. Look at these stars. Do you know how many of them? Billion. Do you know that they're still discovering new galaxies?
True.
If you see God's creation, you can understand the level of abundance He has. The problem is not God blessing us. The problem is that we've not been able to raise people who have the right heart towards God. Even the big people you know, their heart is not right towards God. Our focus is self. We want to be known. We want to be famous. We want to show that God. Some of us are even recruiting God to oppress other people. I want to see my own God is bigger. Those is around. So, I don't know if I've answered that question.
So, I think part of what you said has to do with. I started with talking about self-leadership, how someone can move themselves from where they are to a certain destination they're looking forward to, and that brings me to something I like very much: metamorphosis. You know, the butterfly has to transform into several layers of something different before it becomes the butterfly. So for the human being, because it doesn't just happen. We are not just transformed from wherever we are now. Suddenly we become successful. Suddenly we become transformed, or suddenly we become lovers of God. It doesn't just happen. So what do you think are the stages that we must go through to transit from one person to the final, even though we are not actually fully formed as the final, but into something that God can use, or something that can become something we are looking forward to?
Okay, if I am to respond to that question, that's a good question anyway. I think the way to respond to that question is to discuss about two things. The first thing is to discuss about leader.
Okay.
And then discuss about leadership.
Okay.
A leader and leadership are two different things.
Yeah.
Leaders come and go. Leadership is constant.
Constant, yeah.
So, talking about transitioning, let me start with the individual, which is the leader now. First of all, let's understand that leadership simply means influence.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty definition. Just you have influence. We have your camera guys now. One of them has influence over the other two or three.
Yeah.
He's the leader.
Yeah.
You are in a church. Somebody is the leader of a small department. He's a leader. The pastor overall is also a leader.
Yeah.
So depending on your sphere of influence, right? Now, for you to transit, first of all, you must understand what's your purpose.
Okay.
Because you see, if you don't know what your purpose is, there's nothing to lead. What are you here for? What are you trying to accomplish? That's the first thing. The second thing is conviction.
Okay.
It's one thing to define your purpose. Another one to be convinced that this is it.
Yeah.
There are people who believe that, what do you want to do? I think it's this, I think it's that, I think it's this, I think it's that. Right? They're not really convinced that this is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, when you're convinced, you'll narrow that purpose into a vision. Vision is simply breaking down your purposes into smaller goals. For example, my purpose in life is to build orphanage home in 36 states all over Nigeria. My vision now can be, let me start with building orphanage home in Delta State.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you narrow, after you're convinced, you narrow it into a vision, specific goals that you want to achieve in that. Of course, the next thing after you've been able to identify the vision is your passion. You must be passionate about it, because you see, anything you're not passionate about, chances are that you will not accomplish it. There will always be constraints. There will always be reasons why you should not do it. So, but you have to be convinced. You have to know into a vision, and then you have to be passionate about it. Very, very critical, the issue of being passionate. And then the next thing is inspiration. What is inspiration? Inspiration is simply being able to inspire people to see your passion.
Yeah.
And that's where true leadership starts. Leadership is being able to inspire people, not intimidate or manipulate them.
Okay.
People who occupy positions and titles, most times, they end up just intimidating people, manipulating them. In fact, forgive me.
Very true.
Forgive me. Even in some of our churches, it's intimidation.
Yeah.
When they just intimidate you and tell you how the devil will come and finish you now, or you'll die, or one thing. So people align not because they are inspired by the vision of the leader, but because they are afraid or they're intimidated. People align because they don't have any other option. You know, sometimes we talk about things about loyalty. I laugh. I say, you don't know a loyal man until he has options. When he has options that are better than where he is with you,
Very true.
and he decides to stay with you, then that is when you say he's loyal. But a man that doesn't have options cannot be talking to me about loyalty. He doesn't know what is loyalty. He's there, first of all, for his personal interest. That's not loyalty.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but a true leader inspires people. And in inspiring people, you're selling a vision to them. And in that vision, you are showing them their place in that vision. You know, one of the things I do at regular intervals is when I sense the workload, people are getting tired, people that I'm looking up to me. One of the things I do, I bring back that vision and I cast it before them. But I also make sure that when I'm casting that vision to them, I'm showing them their place. This is where we are going to, and this is where you'll be when we get there. It has a way of inspiring them again.
Sure.
So you inspire people by creating vision that are mutually beneficial and not just something that benefits only you. And of course, the next level is the influence, which is now the leadership. So you transit from these levels. The moment you get to the place where you're able to inspire people and influence them, you are now a leader. You've transited. But how do you transit in leadership, which is like the system, the structure? In leadership, you must build 3 major structures around ensuring that there's a consistent and permanent system that works. The first 3 levels are, number 1 is dependence. People come to you at the first instance, your employees, they are starting work, you have to train them. They depend on you, you pay them salary, you teach them this, you do that, you keep training them until they come into certain levels of maturity and you're able to assign certain responsibility to them. The next level of the after dependence is independence. And that's where a lot of people miss it. Independence is talking about the identity of each individual and the individuality. The truth is this: a lot of organizations are raising people for their selfish interests. They are not raising them to bring the best of themselves. And at times, you can be raising somebody to work with you, but a time comes where he has a vision that might be slightly different from you, and you see that he can achieve, there's nothing wrong. Allow the person go.
Yeah.
Help him, support him to achieve his own goal and his own vision. What we do is we start getting threatened. Some of us, inferiority complex, insecurity setting. This guy wants to outshine me. With leadership is not about you.
Yeah.
It's about the system. It's not about you. It's about the corporate goal being achieved.
Yeah.
In management, there's what they call goal congruence, where you merge the corporate goal and individual goals together. So both the individual is working towards achieving his personal goal, which is in line with the general objective of the organization. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in independence, we must learn to allow people find their identity and do what they are called to do without feeling threatened. I shouldn't be threatened that somebody under me now is excelling in whatever God has called him to do, whatever he's doing. You see, the moment I start feeling threatened or I'm insecure, what will happen is that I will destroy the creativity and the teamwork that is supposed to emerge from there.
Very true.
So I've seen people who, even when the most beautiful ideas are being brought, they will kill it because of their personal ego or personal.
Very true.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But if you really understand that leadership is a system, it's not about you, the leader. It's about the system.
Yeah.
You will not be threatened when people have beautiful ideas, they have beautiful things to do. You wouldn't actually, leadership is a call to service. Leadership is a call to service. And if you understand that when people are coming, people under you, you will give them opportunity to excel. You give them opportunity to shine. Yet you are still under watching them because you know that you give them the platform to shine. You know that you give them the opportunity to shine. Yeah, there are times where people will not be grateful to you, but that's not your job. Your job is not to stop them because they will not come back. Once you stop them for any reason that is attributed to your own self, you are destroying what God is trying to do.
True.
And the last level is interdependence. That interdependence has to do with when that individual that is independent now comes, shines in his own area, later in the future you discover that there is a value he's providing for you while you are also providing the value for him. So leadership is not about raising people to serve you for eternity. Yeah, there are people that will just stay under you. They will be your partners. They work with you.
Yeah.
But you must also be open-minded. I've seen this a lot, where people work with certain persons, and when it's time for them to maybe move into something specifically that maybe God wants them to do, it creates problem. The leader doesn't want to release them. He's holding them. And most times when you check, you're holding them. It's not because you think what they're doing is bad. It's because of your own personal interest. Now you feel that they should be here to work more for you or to serve your own purpose. No, that's not true leadership. True leadership doesn't control and manipulate. It gives people free hand. He helps people be the best of themselves. He helps them accomplish what they do, what they're supposed to do. Jesus said to his apostles, any of you want to be the greatest? So let him be the one that serves. Leadership is a call to service. It's not a call to be served. It's a call to service. So we must understand the difference between dependence, independence, and interdependence to create a suitable structure for leadership. But when it comes to the leader, he has to focus on number 1 is purpose, number 2 is convictions, very important. Number 3 is vision. Number 4 is passion. Number 5 is what did I say number 5 again? Not influence. Influence is the last one. Inspiration. Inspiration is what builds trust. And trust is the fuel that drives leadership. Inspiration, when you inspire people by selling the vision and they see themselves in the vision, they trust you. When they trust you, that trust is the currency that drives leadership. If they don't trust you, you're not leading anybody, you're just working alone.
Powerful. And I'd like to ask, sir, what is the best financial advice you have ever received? And talking about in the spirit of apprenticeship, financial planning, financial discipline, what will be your 12 months plan for your mentee who you want to see come up speed from where he is to start living a life of stability? What will be your financial roadmap for it, like a 12 months roadmap for such a person who is your mentee? So number 1, the best financial advice you've ever received and why. then your 12 months financial roadmap for your mentee.
I think the best financial advice I've received is don't follow your passion, follow the money.
Follow the money.
I am a chartered accountant. I like book. I graduated as the best student in my university days.
Oh, interesting.
And when I did my master's, I was the best student.
Yeah.
So I like academics. I love book. So, but when I met somebody, he told me, say, hey, as smart as you are, he said, pursue success first. He said, everything you know will not make sense until you're successful. So people will not listen to you until they know you're successful. And I've seen people who are even more intelligent than when they made first class and blah, blah, blah. They're doing so well. Good. But I can tell you categorically that there are certain platforms that I will go and speak and they will not be able, they will not even be entertained. Nobody knows them.
Very true.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I always tell people, you can be passionate about something. If you ask me, I wanted to be a chartered. I just wanted to have my own audit firm. I'll be lecturing in the university. I also have my own audit firm. I'll be preparing books of account. I like book, or be a tax practitioner. Okay, so I can go back and do those things now. In fact, right now I just enroll. I'm starting my PhD. I'll still go back and lecture. Okay, but I discovered that people are not interested in how much you know. They are more interested in the result you have. And I can tell you that I've had opportunity to speak at different forums on this basis.
True.
It has given me opportunities to also meet with certain people that ordinarily I would never have met with. So I always tell the people under me, I say, or the mentees under me, I tell them, I say, hey, live your passion. When you're successful, you can come back and pursue your passion. Your passion will only make sense when you even have the money to drive it. Bill Gates made money for Microsoft. Now he's pursuing his passion. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's pursuing his passion.
Yeah.
People are talking about Dangote doing this, Dangote doing that. Dangote is doing what he's doing. Nobody's doing Africa. He will not do it if he doesn't have the financial capability to do it.
100%.
The question is, how many Nigerians have the capability to do it? So Dangote might be pursuing his passion now. Oh, I'm doing that. I must have the biggest refinery in oil and gas and cover all. Every vision, it must be financed.
True.
So if you don't build success or you're not wealthy, you can be a visionary leader and nothing will happen. So yeah, the best advice I've received is go after the money first. When you make the money, come back and pursue passion.
Okay.
So when you make the money, of course, in the pursuit of money, that's where knowledge comes in. It's not just waking up in every morning and say, I'm pursuing money.
Yeah,
no, that's what I've talked about.
Yeah.
Knowledge. You must know the areas to play in and how to relate with people and the key things you need to do or know. You know, on the last time I talked about what wealth is and I talked about the components of wealth.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go back to that. But basically, you know how to, there are set skills, qualities and set skills and competencies you must have. You know, critical amongst them, of course, is relationship. I tell people relationship, and relationship is a skill. I've seen great people fail because they don't know how to manage relationship. You're in an environment and you have different class of people. You have the poor, the average, and the wealthy. You can't relate to them the same way. Doing that is a sign that you lack wisdom.
True.
Yes, you must know how to relate to them differently to get the best out of them. Both for yourself and for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so relationship is very critical too, but it's all within the scope of knowledge, having the right knowledge and applying it. So talking about 12 months plan,
Yeah.
I will have for anybody that is, I will tell the person, use the first 7 or 8 months for research and reading and knowledge gathering for information.
Up to 8 months.
Yes.
For studying.
Success is very easy to come by once you know what you're doing. The problem is people set out everywhere just doing what they do, what they hear other people say. There's one Ponzi that is raining now. It's a Ponzi. Me, I know it's a Ponzi.
Which is?
I don't want to call the name here. I don't want to help them sell.
Okay.
It's a Ponzi. I know it will crystallize. Some people know it's a Ponzi, but they are still investing there. So they've not even asked them, okay, this thing that is a Ponzi, what are we buying? What are we selling? like I said, you want to be wealthy, it's either through goods or services. All this, hey, I'm bringing this one will go and bring this one will go and bring this one. There's no goods, nothing at the end of the day. Except if there's a good, I don't know if, I won't criticize, except if there's a good that they're selling. But you see, knowledge is critical, not just knowledge, the right knowledge. And that's why I always tell people, when it comes to issues of money, when you're going for knowledge, be very detailed. I don't leave any space like, hey, what am I supposed to do? There's investment I'm about going into now, and it's a lot. I don't want to talk about it, but it has to do with manufacturing and all. We have spent the last, if I'm not mistaken, this is getting to 2 years now on this, just discussing on how we are going to do this, do that. But as I'm doing it, I'm also keeping the funds for the business. You see, so, but if I had a meeting with my partner a few days ago, he's a young guy, and I told him, I said, hey, we are not going to start until we are 85 to 90% sure that we are going to be successful. And that's because this is a manufacturing thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not something we just rush into. I say once we are sure, we start, we'll get it right. Will there be some setbacks? Yes, possibly. But we can't just start because we want to make money in 12 months. You now go and start. Most people that just... Do you know the amazing thing that people don't know? Is that people just come and tell you, hey, this is how you do. You get do business. Now, we have more failed business than the successful ones. For every 100 businesses that start, maybe 80 failed. Just 20 made it. But you see, when you see only the 20, because the 80 that failed are non-existent, you won't see them. The 20 that did well, you are seeing them say, everybody should do business. Everybody should go. If you want to be successful. Sometimes even in church we preach it. If you're working, you can't be rich. Leave your job, go and start a business. If you know the number of businesses that have started and failed. Okay, like I said, so it's research, getting the right information, and while you're dedicated towards learning, you're also saving, of course. Or you have making plans for how to raise the funds or whatever thing you want to do. And after which, before you go, once you get the right information, what are the information you're looking at? In-depth information about what you want to really do. Number 2, the market. Number 3, competition. Number 4, pricing. You see? So these are the things you must evaluate so that you don't go and you meet a shock.
Yeah.
You know, when you get this information right and you apply them, most times you're already successful before you even start. You just need to wait to grow your market share. You know, that's all.
Interesting ideas. And let me talk about something a little bit different. I know how difficult it is today to save money. Okay? So I want to talk about this idea of surviving. Because first, you must survive. You must be alive to make money. So it means you must first of all survive. But at a certain time T, which could be 2 years, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, you must leave surviving to move to the next level. So I want to ask this question in the context of how you did yours. So what's the biggest decision you made that changed your life as a young boy to say, I must leave survival into building something sustainable that is outside of survival? So take us through that decision.
Wow.
And what it means to live surviving.
For me, it wasn't really like a decision.
Okay.
It just happened.
Okay, it just happened.
First of all, I was working. So I always felt I should get another job or I get promoted at my place of work.
Yeah.
So it's either they promote me, increase my salary, or I get a better job and I move. But like I said, in my own case, I was in church and I met somebody.
Yeah.
And he opened me up to a real estate business. Yeah. What I could say is because of the insecurity in the banking sector at that time, they sack some people, ask them to resign. Some people are promoted, right?
Yeah.
The insecurity made me to live as though I have no option. So the real estate I'm talking of, I started as an agent. All this agent looking for who to buy. So that's what I started. And for me, I was doing it because I needed to make extra money.
While still working.
While still working, yes. So I needed to pick up something else because number one, I felt that the sector I was in was not stable. You can be fired any day. You can be the best staff this year. Next year, your name is in the list of people that are leaving. So looking for an alternative for still survival instinct, looking for an alternative was not an option. It wasn't optional. Rather. So I had to. And that was why I went into real estate. And like I said, the real estate, you can be in one today, tomorrow you're in 10. And that was what happened for my own case. Things just opened up and I started diversifying, investing. And here we are. So the issue of navigating from surviving to maybe abundance or having enough. There are factors. Opportunities must be presented to you. And your ability to identify the opportunities and take them heads on to matters. And then it depends on where you are too. Some of us is suffering that is driving us. Some are too comfortable to transit. Some just like where they are. They are okay where they are. So
comfort can be the enemy.
Can be the enemy too. So you knowing that you may start at a certain level, but you're not supposed to end there. You're supposed to move forward, not because of yourself, but because of the people that are looking up to you and the people you need to.
Yeah.
It's critical. So it makes you not just wait for opportunities, but to look for them. And anyone that comes, you are willing to take the risk. Because you see, if you are not too passionate about it, when the opportunity comes, you might not take the required risks needed to succeed.
That's true.
Every business you see is risk taking.
Every business.
Yes, another name for business is risk taking. And when you take the risks, it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't pay off.
That is true.
But it's better to try than not to try.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Emeka, for coming.
Thank you so much.
We're glad you did.
It's always nice.
Thank you for staying by and completing this video. But we have another video somewhere on the screen that will take you deeper into the knowledge that you want that will change your life. So click somewhere on the screen for the next video showing. You will love it. It is about your well-being and the psychology that you need to flourish. This is Ulab, and we are here to make sure that your life gets better. Thank you. So click on it somewhere on the screen, and I'll see you there.